What the film? We're going to talk about a few topics, things that you can read about on filmsgonewild.com, stuff that irritates us, and just things that we're thinking about. So, first up, a trifecta of things that were on Facebook that I find hilarious or that irritated me. The first one is Tribeca claiming to be the first in-person in-theater film. I wish you could have like the Price is Right thing that wah, 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 because that's no,
Yeah.
no. I mean, already this year, San Luis Obispo had an in-person event. Oxford Film Festival had screenings under big circus tents and in the theater. Earth X Film in Dallas had screenings in the theater, and Harlem had, which is actually in New York City. Harlem International Film Festival had a double, triple feature at the Magic Johnson Theaters in Harlem, and each of those, Oxford, Earth X Film, and Harlem, had red carpets as well. So no, Tribeca, no, you were not the first ones. There.
So should someone do a rant? Should we do a TikTok about it, or
I
how do you get revenge on Tribeca for saying a lie
I think we just make fun of them. I think we just mock them
on a podcast no one's seen?
On a podcast.
Yeah.
A lot of people will see this, Justina. They're going to flock to
Okay.
this. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay. The second thing on Facebook. So this guy posts, I just had a Zoom with a distributor and filmmakers, a distributor. Hybrid and virtual can be perceived as toxic. As far as the virtual portals to screenings, they need to be part of a live experience because filmmakers and buyers don't get any sleep trying to beat out the next deal in every time zone. And he's also like worried about online piracy. Who isn't worried about online piracy? But
yeah, you know, I mean, I think considering that we have had a film that was pirated very quickly before it was ever online, piracy doesn't happen.
Right.
I mean, piracy happens all different ways. A film festival.
Exactly.
It's pirated way before then.
And companies like Aventive are very skilled now at protecting the filmmakers and doing that. But this idea that virtual and hybrid are toxic is just hilarious. It's like, dude, this shit ain't going away.
I think that is yeah, that is what I'm saying. Actually, industries across the board, there are. I think we kept talking about what's going to be the new normal a year ago. What's the new normal? What's the new normal? And then at some point, we somehow went into denial that a new normal had to exist. We thought, oh, we're going to go back to the old normal. Everything's fine. And we're watching the new normal force itself upon us, whether we can accept it or not. Minimum wage going up, people not wanting to go back to work because they actually want living wages now. From that to film festivals to what is going to actually survive. As everyone knows, dine-in theaters were actually thriving before the pandemic. Last place I want to be. And I love dine-in theaters, but the last place I want to be right now. My new normal is going to be, that's a special occasion event, not a weekly event anymore. Whereas you and I used to go to the Alamo and Studio Movie Grill and all them all the time. And now it's not something that's going to be in my brain first and foremost as a fun thing to do. And I think in the film festival world and filmmaking world, the faster someone adapts, the better. And to go into a conversation saying, oh no, this is not going to work out for us. This can't be our new normal because I don't know it. I don't understand it, which is pretty much what they're saying. I don't understand it. I'm going to listen to the first person that says something, that a producer or a distributor, because we give way too much power to those two kind of people. And I'm just going to believe that. And then now your film's never going to be seen.
Exactly. And yeah, I'd love to know who this distributor was, because yes, the films that, that we work with, we're very careful on geo-blocking and making sure that, that we don't give away the farm nationally and try to recreate as much of that, what you would have with an in-person film experience, in that you have limited seating and you have to make it to the film festival to actually see the film. And you go, well, okay, now we're open to an entire state, but at least it's just that state and it's a limited period of time. So we're not cannibalizing our audience. And I think a distributor, to continue to fight against that in such a huge way, it's like, well, listen, dinosaur, I think the meteorites are about to hit the earth because, it's too late. And then the third thing was, what was this? There are rules for documentaries. Okay.
There are rules for documentaries.
This one came about. Well, here's the thing. All right. So this came about because someone was posted this Pajiba article on why critics are outraged over my octopus teacher's Oscar win. And in the article, it's like, it sounds like it's just like that one
Wait,
writer,
a what article?
Pajiba.com.
Okay.
And it's like, it sounds like it's just this writer who really has a problem with it. Like they really don't offer up the names of other critics or what have you. And so this one person is all, butthurt about My Octopus Teacher winning the Oscar. And so I commented and I said, one man's masterpiece is another man's trashterpiece. It's like, listen, your favorite didn't win, just suck it up. That this is the thing that happens. And the personal taste thing, it's like, I could go to any of those films that were up for the award, and I thought actually another one was going to win. I'm not, and I'm not going to single it out, but I could even go to that one that I thought I was going, yeah, this is one I would give the Oscar to, and I could even shred that one critically, because you can shred anything critically, right? And then the other one, they were also dismissing like nature documentaries, like they were like nature documentaries were kid documentaries or something, and so I made fun of them about that. And the response was that I was absolutely wrong. At least in the UK, there are standards as to what qualifies as a true documentary. And David Attenborough can expand on that more fully than I can.
We have no standards in America.
Yeah, we have no standards in America. The Disneyfication of documentaries funded by Netflix is a dangerous sign of the times, especially in the US, where pretty pictures, sentimentality, and a soundtrack pose as a nonfiction film.
Well, I think My Octopus Teacher does fall into that. It's just pretty pictures.
Well, I just think it's just such
manipulation.
It's such cliche, haughty British elitism. It's just I mean, it's almost as if you wrote that character.
You react to that, but what I react to is people saying like, if you don't like go vegan immediately after watching My Octopus Teacher, you have a lot of growth to do. That's where I'm like, bitch, I ate takoyaki the next day. Like I don't. Whatever.
But you're just angry. So
I'm angry at that little octopus that got an Oscar.
You're just angry at that little.
Like that octopus has one more Oscar than I do.
But this whole thing of like saying that the documentaries have to have strict rules. It's like, where have you been? Because the documentary form has expanded into so many offshoots and so many like hybrids and variations on.
Well, that was toward My Octopus Teacher though, right? And I would say My Octopus Teacher follows every rule. Which I think would be my criticism, is that it follows every rule.
Well, yeah. I mean, it follows a lot of those rules, but I could even, go beyond that with, some of the stuff like Robert Greene has made and other, documentarians. Where you go, you're holding on too tight. Maybe that's the theme of this podcast: grandmas and grandpas and dinosaurs. You're holding on too tight. So, all right. Again, keeping this quick, we're going to finish up on a high note, which is recently the Chimaera Project announced support.her, which is a female filmmaker mentoring program. And I also want to be very clear because they're very specific in the language for a very good reason. It's a new mentorship program to offer women, cis, trans, and non-binary inclusive filmmakers from a variety of disciplines in the film industry guidance and career assistance. So this first round is going to be mentoring, I guess, via Zoom and phone and whatever, but it's going to then expand eventually into scholarships and job shadowing in future cycles. And the first lineup they have Marissa Tancheron, who's from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Bear McCreary, composer from Outlander, among other things, Alexis Ostrander, director. She's done episodes of Supergirl. Writer Mark Bernardin from Star, and Passionflix founder and director Tosca Musk. Gabriel's Inferno is also a project she worked on. And then visual effects lead compositor Joe Senesplano from the Eternals. So it's a pretty kick-ass fucking lineup there, right?
I want to do that.
Yeah. So go to filmsgonewild.com, look up the find that article on support.her on the Chimaera Project and apply to that. Because I know, I've got a few friends that have gone through those mentorship programs like shadowing, and they are now like, in fact, Chimaera Project's America Young. I think she did one of those where she shadowed someone and now she's directing TV episodes. And there are other ones. So it's like, man, it's like a fast track to make real contacts and get real experience and do stuff. And I think it's awesome.
I do too. Did I ever tell you that I was an intern for Writers Guild?
Not for Writers Guild. I thought you were in the Star Trek offices.
Yes, that was the Writers Guild. The Writers Guild, I think they still have it, a Writers Guild internship for women and BIPOC. And that was great, being able to sit in a writing room and seeing what it's like. And then realizing I never want to write for TV ever. But still, a learning experience is a learning experience.
Okay, all right. And I was for SAG, I was a volunteer assistant in their sitcom writing program as well. And oh no, it wasn't SAG. It was a TV Academy.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was a TV Academy, and I eventually had to leave because at that time, this is how old I am. They were like everybody's working on like their Murphy Brown and Roseanne scripts and stuff like that, and they would do these reads, and they would talk about like after the read about like their story structure and and hitting the beats right and everything. And then I was doing the Emperor Has No Clothes question of, it's supposed to be funny though, right? It's a comedy.
I'm totally going down memory lane, but I learned comedy writing from Danny Simon. You and he would have not gone along. Oh, man, he would have.
But it was that thing of like they were all hyper focused on getting the structure exactly right, and structure
is important. Oh my God, we have to add this because I'm on a screenwriting Facebook group and we're talking about this, and someone's like, "Look, as long as I tell a story." No, fucker, there's rules.
Holy crap!
There's rules.
Oh my God! Did David Attenborough make those rules?
Yeah, and if you weren't a dumb American, you'd know this.
But still, it's supposed to be funny though, right?
No, it's not supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be written so structured that you laugh against your own will.
Oh. Okay.
There's math to this. There's math to emotional storytelling. There's math to it. To being funny, to being scary, there's math to it.
I think this is great that we're going to conclude our first What the Film podcast with you woman-splaining to me.
Yeah. I will woman-splain every single podcast. So everyone, tune in to watch Justina woman-splain her husband.
All right, there you go. That's our first episode.
Okay. Yay. I love you.